So everyone is worried because Nintendo has no first-party games on the horizon, at least nothing that we can see for the potential future. But should you be scared to buy a Switch with what feels like no games on this horizon? The short answer for you is no, you should not be afraid. There are a heck of a lot of games that are still coming out for you, and if you do stick around, we'll go into further detail about that. If that was all you wanted to hear and you just needed someone to confirm the fact that a Switch is still a good get for 2020, well then thanks for clicking on this video, and I hope that you get your Switch really soon. Now, the Nintendo Switch is getting a lot of publicity of late, and a lot of YouTubers are basically calling out Nintendo because we have no news about anything first party that is coming out for the rest of the year. We've had a direct that talks about the third party games, and there are rumors of another one that is coming, but nothing has been confirmed from the House of Mario for anything first party. And we've already been told that there will be no new Switch consoles released this year, and I think it's important, by the way, that we remember that Nintendo made a point to say this year, and I think that's something that we should remember for maybe future videos that are coming out this week if you want to check them out as time goes on. But as for games, some of these, actually only 2 of them, have already been released digitally and are getting a physical release. For some fans, happiness or maybe some dismay. It depends on how you feel about the games, I guess, while others are new games. And I will say this, they're not console exclusives, and one of them is a remaster of an older game, so it's new but not new at the same time. But still, here are 6 games to look forward to for the rest of 2020 until Nintendo tells us what they're planning to do with their first party games. The first game that we're going to talk about is Transformers Battlegrounds, which will be releasing on October 23rd of this year. Now, as far as quality Transformers games, we haven't gotten the best renditions of the Cyberverse of late, but this game is going to be a tactical warfare adventure, at least that's what it's calling itself, so that potentially bodes well for the game, depending on what it could be and what it has to be or should be to stun the audiences. I don't know too much about this game, so I'm not going to lie to you about that, but you can see from the trailer that it does look like a Transformers game, so that's a plus in the direction, albeit it does look like that kind of mobile Transformers game that I hope isn't going to be as terrible as a mobile game on a console, but who knows what's going to happen with that. The game could be epic, it could blow people out of the water. For now though, if you're a Transformers fan at least, here is one game that you might want on the Switch and you might want to get a Switch for, but remembering that this is not a Switch exclusive game, you can also get this on the PS4 and the Xbox One when it is released. So, the difference there would be that you can't take this game with you if you get a PS4 or an Xbox One. So, there's that if you're a Transformers fan. On to the next game. Now, the next game is called Scully, and it seems to be a game that is an interesting platformer style game with some very pretty graphics. And if you don't know anything about me, one thing you should know is pretty graphics will get me. If a game looks beautiful, if it plays well, I'm willing to give it a try, even if the story is horrible. If the graphics are pretty and the world is immersive, I'll probably stick around for a little while. This game was released, by the way, on August 4th, but a physical release of this game, at least in Australia. So this is the date for Australia. I'm not sure when it'll be released physically around the world, but it's set for this Friday the 7th. So there is that. That's another game that you might want to play. If you check out the trailer that you can see, it looks different, it looks interesting, it looks fun. It's a platformer, so you get what you paid for, basically. Now, a little bit more about this game, though, is the fact that it has a fully voiced story. There are 18 levels, and to be quite honest, if you like platformers in this art style, then you've got something to look forward to and a reason to get the Switch at the present time, so that you can take this game with you. Let me reiterate that fact. Moving on to a game I did not realize was going to be re-released is a game called 13. This is, of course, the limited edition remaster that will be out on November 10th for all 3 systems. So again, not a Switch exclusive, but I have to say it wasn't a GameCube exclusive either, which is the original system that it was released on, along with the PS2 and the original Xbox, so that is quite a long time ago. Now, what I love about this game is not only the look, that cel-shaded art style is beautiful, and literally it's just been getting better over time as games have been made and everything has gone on. It's been crazy, it's getting amazing, but it's also about this game, the little comic book stylings that come with this game are just incredible. The headshots that have words appear over the enemy's head as you kill them. You get them in a one shot or whatnot. It's this comic book style that really kind of draws me to this game, makes me want to think about it. And from what I remember in the original game, I'm not sure if it will happen in this remaster, but I hope that it does. They used to have like a little comic book sort of scroll type thing when you did kill someone with one shot. I believe it was in the head or whatnot, and it would show that in the top corner. It would look really cool, would look interesting. Again, this game looks beautiful. If there's anything that needs to be said about this, it's a remaster. It's been a very, very well-touted game. People have loved this, and I'm sure that if you played this one back in the day, you had so much fun. And if you're looking for a game that you haven't played, then I cannot recommend this enough. It definitely always gets good reviews from what I've seen, the reviews I've seen. So here's one that will definitely be fun. So add this to that list of games that are coming out this year. That should get you at least a little bit hyped if you have a Switch and you're maybe wanting to get some new games and you think nothing's coming out. This is one of them. Next game we're going to talk about is a game I cannot even say that I know very much about. It's called Sukuna of Rice and Ruin, and the game will be releasing on November 20th. And the first thing that I have to say, one of the things again about a game that may draw me in is that art style, and the art style in this game, it looks incredibly beautiful. It starts with that old Chinese or maybe Japanese drawing style, and then moves into the regular style of game that you're going to get for the remainder, but it just looks amazing. For storytelling, I think this could be incredible. I think it could be fun. And in this game, this is what basically you're going to have happen. You take on the role of Sukuna, a spoiled harvest goddess who has been banished to a dangerous island with a group of outcast humans. The game is a side-scroller that mixes in Japanese mythology in a seemingly interesting way, so we're going to have to wait to see actually if the game is interesting and what people think about it. But we'll have to really wait and see what is going to happen when this game comes out. Again, I will let you know that this game is not a console exclusive, so that's again something to remember. None of those games that I mentioned prior have been, but now we will get to the console exclusive games. And as I mentioned before, this is a game that was already released as a digital only game, but now Cadence of Hyrule is getting a physical release on October 23rd. So that's something for all of you Zelda fans to get hyped about. If you have not been hyped about Zelda for a while, or you're just stuck on playing the other Zelda game, and I don't know much about Breath of the Wild 2 or when that's going to come out or what's happening with that or how development is going, but we do have something Zelda to keep us entertained for the time being. So there is that. If you have not already picked up Cadence of Hyrule digitally and you've been waiting maybe for a physical copy, this is your chance to pick up that physical copy of this game. I'd go into what this game is or what it's about or whatnot, but the trailer speaks for itself. If you haven't played this game or you were thinking about it, there it is, okay? And finally, another game that we've been able to play since February 2016. I know that's probably not spectacular at the present time, but the game is Stardew Valley, and yes, while it's available basically everywhere at this point, and I'm sure anyone who has wanted to play this game by now has a digital copy of this game, there will be a physical copy releasing for the Switch on November 6th of this year. I should also mention though that if you've already got a PS4 or a Xbox, a physical collector's edition of the game was released for those consoles in 2017, and this one doesn't look like it's going to be called a collector's edition. It's just going to be the regular Stardew Valley for Nintendo Switch. So there's that. Am I doing a good job selling this one to you? I'm not sure, but look, I'll admit that I've never played this game before, but from all accounts, it's an addictive little game, and if you have a little bit of time to play it, if you haven't played it yet, and if you have a Switch and you're a fan of physical media, then this is potentially a game that is going to get you addicted to your Switch and to, the game itself. So if that's one of those things, you might want to fall in love with this. It may help you fall in love with the Switch all over again. So now I need to add this in because I recorded the audio for this video a few days before the announcement of Pikmin 3, the Deluxe Edition, which was announced last night. So that's another game that is coming from Nintendo, and that is a Nintendo first-party game. So there's that, another game for this year, which brings us up to 7 games in total, not 6, which you're about to hear, that you have to look forward to. Now, yes, it is a port of a game, but so what? Honestly, this is something that Nintendo fans are getting excited about, and literally as soon as the trailer came out, fans were making videos, so you should hype up, get ready, and Pikmin, I don't know, I'll see you next time. Let's get on with the video, I guess. Hopefully though, these are 6 games that you can look forward to on the Switch, at least in terms of physical media. I'm sure that there are loads of other games that are coming out or soon to be released on the Switch digitally, but like I said at the start of this video, if you're thinking about purchasing a Switch or feeling like you're not hyped up for it at the present time in the end of 2020, it is time to maybe perk up and get excited and get ready for what we have coming to us. And hey, look, we still don't know what Nintendo is potentially planning or about to get everybody excited about, so there is still something else on the horizon potentially from Nintendo that you might want to get excited about for getting a Switch. So if you thought that these games were a great choice or they were just a dodgy attempt at supporting the Nintendo Switch, then let me know down below. And if there are any digital games that people should know about that are soon to be maybe released or that are already out, then put them down there as well. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, then why not hit the like button, and if you want to see more, subscribe, bell up, and get notified about when videos of mine come out. Until next time, peace.